Developers of a Comprehensive Economic Development Strategy, or CEDS, took the show on the road Monday and Tuesday, June 18th and 19th, touching down in 5 Vermont towns across Bennington and Windham counties to get public feedback. After a morning session in Bennington on Monday, June 18th, the team spearheading the development of a CEDS that would include both counties traveled to Manchester, where they heard from local residents about what they thought were some of the strengths and weaknesses of the regional economy of southern Vermont. Windham County has had a CEDS program in place since 2015, and an updated version will add Bennington County. The CEDS development process analyzes the regional economy and serves as a guide for establishing regional goals and objectives, developing and implementing a regional plan of action, and identifying investment priorities and funding sources. Being part of a CEDS opens a doorway to federal funding for certain projects, helping to jumpstart their implementation. Some of those present explained why they were interested in helping push the CEDS forward.
I think my belief is that our challenges really aren't that different than most of rural America, whether it's workforce readiness, whether it's population declines, whether it's Amazon Prime really coming in and gutting small town downtowns, and together as a group having a louder voice, having more people to really affect change and to be able to really prioritize what we need to do to overcome some of the challenges that are facing most of rural America. But this was just a really wonderful opportunity. And so
it became clear to the college that we had to really go all in on supporting our community. And we decided to really get very active in the process of civic engagement, basically. So what we're seeing with this project, why we're very excited about this, is that we're a tiny county in a tiny state in New England, right? So all of the issues of demographics and economic development are working against us.
The meeting then broke into smaller groups with a discussion and feedback around a series of questions that sought answers to the challenges facing the state and what were the priorities in the effort.
If we can loosen the grip of apathy that has taken over so many communities, and a small attendance comes out to approve budgets. In Arlington, we had something like 75 voters came out to approve a budget of $7.5 million. A school budget. I mean, come on. You want to change things to the positive? We've got to break the grip of that.
You go over the meetings and you suggest a change to the way things have always been done, and you get only pushback. Do you just say, what's the point? I mean, these are areas, these communities aren't places that have changed or innovated in a long time. So you develop apathy of people. There's no point in asking everybody, how do we change, if nobody wants to listen and do anything.
For our group, we said that some of the biggest challenges facing business is the actual cost of doing business in Vermont. And that can relate to the cost of employees, as well as finding and training skilled employees, and then just general taxes and regulations and competition, particularly, as Lynn will agree, in the motel business right now.
None of this conversation really has yet said, what about the people who have lived here, whose parents have lived here, who barely get by, who make up a very big part of who will never own a motel. But still, we need them here because they do our dirty work. They plow, they build, and if we don't reach out to these people with economic activity, they may not move away because they can't afford to. But if they can't afford to, then they'll become, instead of participating in the system, they'll become a drain on the system.
Rachel Selsky, the senior project leader from Camoin Associates, a Saratoga, New York-based consulting firm that has been hired to assist the CEDS development, gave her assessment and the next steps to come.
A lot of similar themes coming out of the different conversations around issues of workforce, issues of childcare, housing, the need to attract and retain people. They all kind of are along the same lines and the same themes of the ability to get people here to be vibrant communities that serve the residents as well as the workers. So it's been really interesting. So we'll be summarizing all of that information, combining it with the feedback that we heard at the Vermont Summit, as well as the meetings today, to create an asset inventory and an opportunities and challenges list, which we'll work on with the two boards and the leadership committee, to then help us guide the development of a vision and various goal statements and objectives. And then there'll be more opportunities for public engagement in September when we have more of those goal areas identified, and then again in November once we have the action plan matrix more fully formulated.
Through the CEDS process, projects involving such areas as developing more housing, repurposing older buildings for new use, energy conservation, and others intended to boost and grow the region's economy and address some of the issues outlined in the 2015 Southern Vermont Economic Zone Report, such as reversing the demographic trends of the area, will advance. A report updating this progress is anticipated later this year. For the GNAT-TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.